Disclaimer! The following episode contains spoilers for Kingdom Hearts. All of them. I don't know. Don't go crying to mum if we spoil it for you. I was told by Mark we needed this. I don't know. Welcome to Podcapers, the official podcast of A Place to Hang Your Cape. And this week... it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt so bad. Oh, Kingdom Hearts, cue the music. Hello there, Capers, and as I said, welcome to Podcapers, the official podcast of Place to Hang Your Cape. My name is Scott James Merridew, and this is the show where we talk about various geek and nerd-related topics, and I'm joined each week by a very special different guest. It's my friend, my cohort, the Chewie to my Han, it's Mark Russell.
Grr, grr. Grr. I can't do Chewbacca.
Can you do a Han?
Bang, bang, I shot you first.
Good enough. Yeah, so, this week, considering it's the month of Disney, why did I think this was a good idea? We're talking about something Disney-related that I don't know a lot about, and frankly don't want to know a lot about, but Mark insisted, and here we are. You're lucky I owe you for that one time.
You must be pretty happy, though.
Why?
Well, let's see now. The Disney parks are all closing, the films are getting delayed. You must be celebrating at home right now.
Mark, how callous do you think I am? People are dying. How dare you? How dare you? Disney
is suffering. For you, that would be something very joyous.
Okay, admittedly, that does make me a little bit happy, but in all fairness, like... We joked about coronavirus a couple of weeks ago and stuff, but, yeah, it's only getting worse. Everyone's panicking in the worst possible way. The UK has officially run out of toilet paper.
I mean, Italy have locked down everything. China's locked down everything, and our scheme is to wash our hands and sing Happy Birthday for 20 seconds.
Okay, I know that last one was a joke, but I would not put that past Boris Johnson, so... Oh, God. But yeah, enough about the somewhat apocalyptic state of the world right now. We're one monkey away from an Outbreak movie. Let's talk about something also apocalyptic. Because, I mean, oh, God. Here's the thing. As I understand it, Kingdom Hearts is a Frankenstein-esque fusion of the properties of Disney and Final Fantasy. Am I right?
Well, Square Enix technically, but yeah, you're spot on.
Okay. Oh, God, I'm already regretting this. Here's the thing. When I know a bit about Disney due to my utter loathing for it, I don't know that much about Final Fantasy. I was tempted to buy Final Fantasy 15, but then I looked at all the main characters and I thought, oh, I don't want to spend multiple hours with these assholes. They all wearing the same and they all look like different gay stereotypes. Look, there's the bear. Ooh, I think that small one's the twink. Like, no, I don't want to do this, you know. And you know, even though they're gay stereotypes, none of them are actually going to turn out to be gay. That's even more infuriating. Like, if you're going to be the stereotypes, at least match them. But no. But having said that, the only Final Fantasy-esque property I've ever come in contact with is the demo for Final Fantasy VII Remastered, like the remake of that game. Mm-hmm. And I gotta be honest, it was pretty cool to play, but it was really annoying that the main character's just kind of like this weird, socially awkward, I don't know, male stripper with a too-big sword who mumbles his way through a terrorist plot to blow up a big reactor thing.
Oh, when Cloud gets angsty, you'll want to run him over with a tank.
Oh, but then, here's the thing, then, you're also given this other character who's like this big, beefy dude with a fucking gun for an arm. And he's awesome! I fucking love him!
His character's based on Mr. T, sort of, so it's kind of rocks.
Well, that makes him even more awesome! And like, there's these two characters called Wedge and Biggs. Ooh, I wonder what's that's referencing. And then there's this female character who, despite the fact that she is, you know, standing next to a guy with way too spiky hair and way too blunt a personality, seemingly wants to do nothing but flirt with him. And I'm just like, oh, you can do better. I don't care how pretty this looks. And in fairness, the demo does look really pretty. Like, this is like one of those games where it's going to be fun to play, but I'd much rather watch Team 4-Star abridged version. In fact, I have done that. And it's fucking awesome. But anyway. And so that's the toe that I dipped into the waters of Final Fantasy. And I was somewhat tempted to look into Kingdom Hearts because I heard so many great things about it. And then I just thought, no? Maybe no. Maybe I don't do that. Maybe I prioritize my mental health for once and don't fucking do that. Mark, however, has made no such sane decision. You really like these games, don't you?
Oh, well, is it weird that I love this franchise, but I'm also frustrated by it?
No, it's not weird at all. I feel very much the same way with a number of properties. Star Wars. Oh, God. And so, yeah, so it's safe to say you've got a balanced view of it. You love it, but you're aware of its shortcomings.
Oh, absolutely. I'm I'm not going to bend over backwards and say this is the greatest franchise of all time, because it's not. The story can get overly complicated and confusing, and I don't know what hell's going on half the time. But, there is a love for the franchise despite its flaws.
I mean, any game where you team up with Donald and Goofy and fight weird monsters, I mean, that's got to have something to it, right?
Yeah, I think that's what drew a lot of people to it in the first place.
Who knows? Who the fuck knows? Apparently you do, which is why it's time for another history lesson with Mark. You're going to take us through the entire Kingdom Hearts franchise.
Oh boy. Maybe
Be gentle with me, Mark. Be gentle!
Be gentle. How can I talk about a story that disappears, retcons itself with every new installment?
Okay, so what are the ways we can talk about these? Okay, I'm guessing do all the games take place in chronological order?
Well, we'll discuss them most. No. Oh, yeah, no. But for the sake
a suitably specific and totally not vague answer you gave there, Mark.
For the sake of
no, but yes, but no. I think is all of this going to be like this? Or is every single plot point we talk of going to be like, well, yes, but also no, but also purple, but also Tuesday?
Well, let me put it this way. The very last line of Kingdom Hearts 3 involves the main character saying, I don't understand any of this. Which makes perfect sense to this franchise. Because I don't think anyone understands what's going on in it.
Well, maybe it's best that we don't understand it. Maybe we should just embrace the madness. Why don't you start us at the beginning, assuming that's the best place to start?
Well, shall I just explain how the game was created in the first place?
Actually, that's even better. So let's go through that, yeah.
Well, I've never actually heard of a franchise being created from a literal elevator pitch, but this was created from a literal elevator pitch.
Some diehard Disney fan just cornered a CEO at Square Enix and just said, I've got an idea! Look at my fan art!
I think it's the other way around, actually.
Square Enix contacted Disney?
Square Enix wanted to make a game that could be like Super Mario 64, and they said, well, the only characters that could potentially rival Mario is the Disney characters.
Makes sense.
And they just happened to share a building with Disney Interactive staff members, and they met on the elevator and said, I know, let's make a game! Yay, it's a great idea! We can put Disney characters and Square Enix characters together, and we shall do something that's both awesome and joyous and makes no sense at all, and they fight with a giant key, and what the hell were they smoking at the time?
Okay, so it's not Final Fantasy, it's Square Enix.
Yeah, cause it's mostly Final Fantasy. It's Square Enix who make it, but they've put Final Fantasy characters in it. Okay,
does Lara Croft turn up in it?
No.
Well, then what is even the fucking point?
What's the point? We're supposed to go break into some tombs and fight some Heartless with Dawn. That'd be a pretty good idea.
Imagine if Lara Croft teamed up with the characters from DuckTales.
Now that would be awesome.
That would be fucking awesome.
Well, Disney have Indiana Jones, I suppose, but they're just going to drag Harrison Ford out of retirement to do another one.
Oh, they better not make another movie.
More exploding, surviving in fridges.
I mean, at this point, Harrison Ford is the same age of the narrator of the Young Indiana Jones TV series, where like a little kid in a museum meets really fucking old Indiana Jones who's got like an eye patch and stuff. Every episode is then narrated by really old Indiana Jones.
Ooh, goody. Definitely thought the good with an eye patch.
Yeah, but that Indiana Jones wasn't going around in fucking tombs and, liberating treasures and fighting Nazis anymore. He was a fucking old man with a family.
He belongs in a museum. So he ended up in a museum.
Yeah, he just potters around a museum and gives life lessons to small children. And that's fine. He's allowed to do that. But maybe let's not... We are one fucking franchise at a time. God damn it! Okay, so they pitched Disney on it, and Disney were like, yeah, sure, because as Disney famously once said, we don't understand video games, which is what they use to describe how their excuse for keeping EA with the license for Star Wars games.
And shutting down LucasArts, which is very stupid.
I'm still angry about that.
Dumbasses.
I will never not be angry about that. Over 150 staff members laid off. The end of a studio that produced countless fantastic games, and some admittedly crappy ones, but that's just by the by. And it's just like, okay, so now we own it, we're going to shut you down. Why? So we can give your job to someone else who is famously greedy and evil. Like, what the fuck?
Exactly.
We had to sit through 2 crappy remakes of Battlefront just to get Jedi Fallen Order, and even then, he didn't make that. Respawn did!
Who asked for this?
Mark, what do you say?
Who asked for this? No one did.
Well, I mean, I kind of asked for Jedi Fallen Order, but only because I was used to getting shit, so it was just like, hey, maybe don't do that? And they said, okay, fine, here's Jedi Fallen Order, but it's not going to do well. Oh, it's breaking records. Oh, people love it. Oh, people are saying, why didn't you do this from the start? Oh, shit, we're in trouble. Now we've got to put effort into our games. Oh, crap. Oh, we talk about that game instead? I love that game.
Unfortunately not.
Oh, okay, so, they pitched the game idea, Disney are on board, then what?
Then they hired Tetsuya Nomura to create the game. He was the character designer for, like, every Final Fantasy game ever.
Oh, so he probably knows what he's doing then.
Oh yeah, he's very good at it. When he's not being badgered by executives.
Will you make us a new game?
Go away!
Leave me alone.
I wish to be creative and artistic.
So they started badgering him to do this. Was he on board? Was he happy?
Oh yeah, he was on board right away. He was like, "Oh yeah, I want to make a new game. I love Disney, blah 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 blah." Yeah. Then there was a bit of argument about whether or not they should make Mickey Mouse or Donald Duck the main character. But I said, "The hell of it, let's just make someone new." And that is where our protagonist Sora comes from.
Wait, isn't that the character from Digimon?
Different name, same name, different franchise.
No, okay, fine. So at least initially, what's Sora like as a character?
Just imagine Ash Ketchum with crazier hair and even less of a brain.
My God.
Exactly.
Oh no.
I mean, which is weird because I can best describe Sora as idealistic, a bit of a doofus, but he's your typical video game protagonist. Save loved ones, fight the world, that sort of goof off, that sort of thing. But as the
come on, we can win this.
Yeah, pretty much. But as the series goes on, he becomes I don't know if someone dropped an anvil on him at some point. But he just becomes so stupid. It's like derp half the time.
Come on, guys, we can do this.
And it doesn't sound like the Mad Hatter.
I wasn't trying to do the Mad Hatter. I could try to do the Mad Hatter.
That was the Mad Hatter. It was a very good impression.
Oh, I can do another impression. Yay, I've got another good impression. What's a line that the Mad Hatter says? Mustard, now don't be silly.
That's good. So,
I'm just overwhelmed with the fact that I can do a good impression of something at last.
Hooray!
What was that?
Hooray! Very good.
What was that an impression of?
It's supposed to be Tristan from Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge.
My voice
gives me super strength. In this case,
we mentioned another abridged series earlier. Can we just just talk about a abridged anime series? I really don't want to. Let's just keep going. Let's just power through. Okay, so that's Sora. Fine. Okay, so they came up with this idea for the character. They came up with this idea for the game. What else?
But that's about it. We should just get into the story, shall we?
Do we have to? Fine. Okay. So, what is the story? Where do we start off?
Well, Kingdom Hearts first came out in 2002 on the PlayStation.
The PlayStation 1?
PlayStation 1.
Oh, so this has gone over, what, 3 generations? 4 generations?
Yeah, and for some reason they've decided to, like, every new game that comes out is on a different console, which is kind of annoying.
Yeah, because you gotta get a new console to play it.
Because they're on, like, all the PS games. They've done Xbox, they've done Game Boy Advance, they've done PS Portal, what it's called. They've done mobile games. They're all over the place. The problem is that every time new game, it's on a different console. Ugh.
Oh my god, there's a new iPhone.
Actually, I think the next game actually is going to be a mobile game.
Oh shit. Okay, so they release games every new platform. It started off on the PS1, 2002, and how does it begin then?
Oh, Jesus Christ! So
I just asked a simple question, Mark. How does it begin? And that was enough to cause you to say Jesus Christ. I'm worried, Mark. I'm scared.
Okay, well, I just get straight to the point. So, our story starts on the tropical Destiny Islands, where we meet Sora and his best friends Riku and Kairi, and they spend their days, doing what you would do on a tropical island, hanging out, having fun, that sort of thing.
Well, when you say tropical island, is it inhabited or have they been shipwrecked?
No, they live on the island. It's an archipelago in the middle of an endless ocean with nothing else in it.
Mark, archipelago.
Archipelago.
Not an archipelago.
It sounds like a type of instrument. It's not an archipelago.
An archipelago is where the cast of Riverdale hang out on a bunch of islands. Anyway, you were saying?
Yeah, so for some reason, these three kids want to leave the island to explore the world beyond, I suppose. So for some reason, they make a very stupid decision to build a raft.
They're already Disney characters. They want adventure in the great wide somewhere.
Exactly. Because, long story short, Sora and Riku both are natives to the island, while Kairi kind of, like, popped out of thin air during a meteor shower. So, like, intrigue. Where could she possibly come from? She's come from another place. Where is she from? Let's jump on this raft with one day's worth of food supplies and go find out.
Okay. How old are these characters at this point?
14, 15.
Okay, so too old to be that stupid.
So one night, a mysterious dark storm appears on the island, and these black monsters called the Heartless appear to consume the world in darkness.
Oh my god, it's UKIP voters!
Run! But Sora somehow gets a giant key called the Keyblade, which can slay these Heartless and protect the world from the forces of darkness.
So it's just whacking them with a giant metal pole with a little bit of a square thing attached at the end of it.
Yeah, to be honest, because I've got a wooden Keyblade prop, to be honest, and when you try to... Because, it's in the games, no problem, but in reality, it's not a very handy weapon. It's not practical at all. You're holding a giant key, for God's sake, with both hands.
But you know what? This is also a world of, like, cartoon characters fighting heartless creatures, so
I know.
We shouldn't examine it too closely.
I know, but you're fighting with a giant key. It's not practical as a weapon. Have you tried hitting someone with a giant key? I have.
Well, only that one time, admittedly, but,
Getting back at Pinocchio.
What I'm saying, the mayor handed me the key to the city, and I interpret that as a threat.
Take that, Heartless. So, Sora's world is destroyed, Riku and Kairi disappear, and he finds himself in Travis Town, and meets a bunch of Final Fantasy characters who tell him that the Heartless are devouring worlds because they are, in fact, hearts that have been consumed by darkness.
I'm sorry, what?
I know, it's Kingdom Hearts logic. They explain things.
Okay, when you say hearts, do you mean metaphorical hearts, or do you mean literal blood-pumping organs?
They're not blood-pumping. In this universe, hearts are like your stereotypical heart-shaped magic thing that you can do.
Your life force of your emotions?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, and they've been touched by darkness. Do they mean literal darkness, metaphorical darkness, or emotional darkness?
In this universe, darkness is like personification of evil and stuff like that. You go too far into it, and you should be consumed by it. Type of darkness.
Ah, okay. Like
I mean,
interest.
Exactly. Oh my. So the Heartless are going around consuming worlds in the name of Pinterest.
Oh.
I get run the stick to the ground, and the Keyblade has the power to destroy the Heartless and protect the world. I'm literally skipping over a whole load of lore because it's stupid and overly complicated and stuff. Because apparently everything in the universe...
do I need to know the lore? Is that gonna help me?
No, not really. It's like the basic, like the ground basis stuff. Like there are tons of worlds out there, most of which are Disney, and none of them know that each other exists. So we have to keep that.
Okay, so these worlds, do you mean like they're alternate dimensions?
No, they're literally They literally look like planets.
So, and these planets are Disney properties?
Yeah, pretty much.
So the 100-Acre Wood is a planet?
No, the 100-Acre Wood is a book for some reason. Everything else is a world.
So Beauty and the Beast is a planet?
Yes.
So medieval France is a planet?
Yes. Because there's no time, there's no like timeline here. Each film is its own separate world with its own continuity and stuff.
So the planet is just medieval France, or is it the whole world that also has to have this one bit that is medieval France that has Beauty and the Beast in it?
No, it's just medieval France.
So if you wanted to go to medieval Spain or medieval Czech Republic, you can't.
Unless there's a Disney, presumably there's a Disney brand somewhere.
Okay, that's
weird,
bizarre, but okay, with you so far. Okay.
Yeah. So every Disney film is literally its own universe. World, sorry.
Well, okay.
Okay.
And if they ever manage to develop space travel, they'd be able to visit another world that's just this one small geographical / time place thing.
Oh, guess what? They have space travel.
Of course they do. Why would I make a joke about that when that would be so obviously what is actually happening?
Exactly. So anyway, Sora meets Donald Duck and Goofy, who in this universe are a wizard and a knight. Yes, Donald Duck is using magic, but he's kind of rubbish at it.
I mean, I'm 100% fine with that. Here's the thing about me. When it comes to the Disney characters, most of them I don't like. When it comes to Disney cartoon characters... some of them I quite like Goofy, I really like. Donald, I really like. Mickey, he used to be cool back when he had a personality, but they sanded that off him as much as they could to make him as bland and inoffensive as possible, so there's nothing to like or hate about him.
Oh, you're gonna like him in this franchise, then.
Oh, is he really, really nice and simple
and
sweet?
He's a badass in this franchise.
Really?
It's probably a bit deflated, but he's like Master Yoda of the prequels. He's short and size because of kicking everyone's asses.
That I could actually get behind.
But he's still classic Mickey, but he's got a Keyblade, he's got flipping around like Yoda and kicking ass.
So he's like Super Ninja Mickey.
Yeah, but with Keyblade.
That's still cool. I'm down for that. And Donald, strong personality, cool. Goofy, strong personality, like that. I mean, yeah, fuck it, let's do this.
Yay! Except Mickey doesn't come into the story until later. So, Sora, Donald, and Goofy all team up. So, I know, let's go find Riku, Kairi, and Mickey, and go on these wacky, zany Disney adventures. And what I do...
Okay, so they're going to go on wacky, zany adventures, not, hey, there's these evil creatures that are consuming worlds, maybe we should stop them?
Well, they both clash together. Let's go to these new worlds and fight the Heartless and go explore and look for our friends at the same time. So, multi-purpose type adventures.
Okay, do they have any reason to believe why their friends would be on these worlds?
Well, they've all been kind of scattered everywhere, so they don't have to be here somewhere. Let's go find them.
Okay, fair enough.
Kind of like a blind pilgrimage.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, so far, this is fucking weird, but still kind of intriguing.
Right, so one thing I do like about this franchise is that they commit to getting as many of the original voice actors as possible from the movies.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so they got, if they get this...
Do they get Susan Egan back as Meg?
Damn straight.
Yes! Fuck yes!
Yeah. I mean, sometimes
Love that actor, love that character.
Damn straight. She's not until Kingdom Hearts 2 there, but it's always great to see her again.
Fuck! Fine, I'll take it, you know. Okay, so Kingdom Hearts 2, who do we get in Kingdom Hearts 1?
Voice actors or characters?
Well, characters, and let's assume the voice actors have taken part, unless you say otherwise.
But they couldn't get everyone back, because some people, like A-list celebrities and things like that, but managed to get most of the original voice actors back, because those are a lot of 90s franchises.
Okay.
Let's see now.
That makes sense, because, let's be honest, the franchises from the 1940s probably aren't going to turn up at this point.
Oh no, Snow White, Cinderella, and Aurora are in this.
Oh, okay. Oh, of course.
And Pinocchio.
The three worst ones, great.
And Pinocchio's in it. Dumbo and Bambi are summons.
Sorry,
yes.
what? They are what now?
They are summons. So you can summon characters in the game to help you fight temporarily in the battles. I don't really want to go into gameplay.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. So
I summon thee, Dumbo.
Goes around spraying water at everybody. So what I'm going to like about this game is that they don't when they go to each film world, they don't directly just follow the plot. Each franchise is involved in this new storyline.
Oh, okay. So when they go to Aladdin's world, it's not the story of Aladdin; it's the story of Kingdom Hearts with now Aladdin.
Exactly, because in each world,
I'd rather see that than the fucking actual story for Aladdin.
So in each world, the Heartless are specifically looking for like a location that will allow them to devour the world from inside out. And I quite like how sometimes they do it. Like in Aladdin's world, this location is in the Cave of Wonders. In Atlantica, it's in Ariel's grotto. It's like, they're incorporating elements and locations from the story into this narrative. I like how this is going.
Okay, all right, fine. Wait. So how can they breathe underwater if it's underwater?
I'm glad you answered that. Donald turns himself, Sora, and Goofy into fish people.
Ew,
so Sora becomes a mermaid, if you get my meaning.
Merman
becomes Aquaman.
Donald, why did you make me grow breasts? And why did you somehow cause little clams to form on them, covering up the nips? Why would you do this, Donald? Is this your fetish?
You've got issues, man. Or duck.
Oh god, so they all become mer-people?
Yeah.
Wait, so Donald becomes a mer-duck?
No, he becomes, because they're weird, because Disney have a sense of humour, Donald becomes a duck-octopus hybrid, like Ursula, and Goofy becomes a sea turtle, because he's slow.
Okay.
Don't put too much thought into it.
Horrifying mental image, but let's move on.
So, eventually, the Final Fantasy-style plot has to kind of enter the scenario.
Okay.
So, Maleficent is the main bad guy.
Of course.
To begin with. And she gathers Jafar, Hades, Ursula, Captain Hook, and Oogie Boogie of all people to help work together to make their evil plan come to fruition.
Okay, I can understand Maleficent. I can understand Jafar. Who were the other ones?
Ursula, Hades, Captain Hook, and Oogie Boogie.
I can understand Oogie Boogie. I can understand Hades. Ursula... Not. I mean, what can she bring to the table? Ooh, I entice brainless 16-year-olds into stupid contracts. Like, oh, okay, great. So when we have any legal paperwork to go over, we'll give you a call. In the meantime, fuck off back to the sea, you big sea bitch. But even then, I would far rank her way higher than Captain Hook, a rando pirate with no magical powers who can't kill a young child.
Actually, they explain that Captain Hook's ship can travel between worlds, so for some reason it's a space sea ship.
And he never used that to get away from Neverland?
Nope.
Fucking hell, he's lucky he's funny. Oh, God. Anyway, okay, so those are the bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
And they are... What are they doing?
So, to cut a long story short... because these things can drag, they have to explain everything. They are looking for an entity called Kingdom Hearts, which is yes, it is a thing, which essentially is a big heart-shaped moon, which is the beginning and end of all life in the universe. It's the center of the world.
I'm sorry. You're gonna have to run that by me one more time. There is
Kingdom
a
Hearts.
giant moon
Shaped like a heart.
shaped like a heart. Again, the metaphorical, symbolic heart, not the actual blood-pumping organ heart.
Yeah.
That is the beginning and end of all life in the universe.
It is essentially a giant infinity stone, is probably the best way to put it. And all life comes from it, all light, all darkness, or everything. Maleficent wants to use its power to consume the worlds in darkness because she's Maleficent.
And how the fuck would you use a moon to do that?
Well, I got plot stuff. So, Maleficent begins targeting specific characters in the Disney franchises who have hearts that are compatible with a way to access Kingdom Hearts. Doesn't make any sense at all. So they essentially start targeting the Disney princesses because they're all pure of heart and things like that.
Fuck they are.
Interestingly, despite being in this game, Ariel is not one of the chosen princesses. Alice is instead.
Oh yes, because Alice Little was royalty.
No. I don't know why.
No, that makes... Okay, I was going to say it makes no sense, but she was from Alice in Wonderland, when in Wonderland thing makes no sense, but then she's not from Wonderland, she's a real person, and Wonderland's a dream, so... Mark, this is sounding stupid again.
You'll soon find that nothing in this franchise makes sense.
Maybe is it princess like a metaphorical princess?
It might be because Kairi turns out to be a member as well, and she's not a princess either. I think it's more like pure of heart, Care Bear, happy heart type thing.
Okay, do they use the phrase pure of heart?
Yes.
Okay, well, see, here's the thing. Pure of heart can mean lots of different things. Like, it mean you can be purely good person, but I
think that's the idea.
No one can be purely good person, and even so, was Alice purely a good person? Like, she could get frustrated with people, she sometimes shouted at people, sometimes she was a bit emotionally unstable, like when she cried because she was a bit too tall. Like... I wouldn't call that pure of heart. I wouldn't call her a bad person, but I wouldn't call her pure of heart. And pure of heart can also mean you are a bad person, like a completely evil person. So technically, because Maleficent is completely pure evil, she's pure of heart.
Good point. Well, it might be. It kind of goes to like, their hearts are made of pure light, so therefore their hearts are like MacGuffins and all powerful. And I don't know.
So the metaphorical
about
heart-clapton planet life force bullshit has now got light in it.
I don't know. They seem to rewrite this thing as they go along.
Oh, joy. Okay, so they have to get a bunch of people in order to access the fucking moon. One would think they could just go to the fucking moon. They've got Captain Hook's ship, but fine. Okay, so...
I'm probably not explaining this very well, but I never do I? I'm just trying to give you the basic rundown without trying to get overly complicated about these stupid things.
I think if you got overly complicated, we'd be here all day, so, you know.
Yeah. So, at the same time, Sora finds out that Riku has gone to the dark side for some vague reason. Ooh.
Oh, do they say why?
Because Sora and Riku have kind of like they're BFFs, but there is that kind of like tension, slight jealousy of each other's different personalities and things like that. So when Riku thinks that Sora's goofing off, he's like, well, screw you, Sora, I'm going to go find Kairi myself and save her, even if it means I have to become Anakin Skywalker.
Two good friends who have drastically different points of view and sometimes don't agree with each other. I wonder who that sounds like. Can't possibly imagine. Anyway. Okay, so Riku's gone bad.
But what I do like is that Riku is probably the best written character in the franchise because he goes through a redemption arc, he becomes a good guy, that sort of thing. Works quite well for him.
But not the main character.
No, Sora, it's weird. I like Sora, but he can get a bit like, come on, Sora, just figure it out. Switch your brain on for once. You don't just say, ooh,
Okay.
You know, that sort of thing. He is like, the difference between Sora and Ash is that Ash can figure out stuff on his own.
You say that, he's been 10 years old for many years now. I think he's been held back a bit.
He's immortal. Ash can't with a rage. Lucky him.
That's why he keeps on getting new friends, because his other friends grow up and leave him and move on with their lives, but he can never do that. He's always stuck being 10 years old.
Yeah.
And his only true friends can be the Pokemon, who also don't age.
Yeah, strange, isn't it? Well, in Sora's case, it's two cartoon characters. Anyway, so, then here comes the plot twist. Oh boy, a plot doesn't get much of a build up to begin with. You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm waiting for you to fucking tell me this plot twist. I'm in suspense. Tell me, you monster!
Yeah, so big showdown. Maleficent dies after she becomes a dragon, which is awesome. And then Riku, he technically becomes the main bad guy, but then it turns out Riku is possessed by another villain we haven't met before.
Oh, noes! Who is it?
That's the... Oh, God. So...
Again, simple question mark.
Well, the main bad guy of the franchise just keeps changing his identity. It's like, oh, it was someone else, but it's really me.
Okay.
So this
it turns out I was actually Mr. Bean all along.
And it's Billy Zane.
Oh no, I'm not actually Mr. Bean. I'm Billy Zane. Now I'm Joan Rivers. Now I'm... I don't know, fucking Betty Boop.
Wrong studio.
Oh, I'm sorry, Billy Zane is part of the Disney canon? Oh, actually, technically he is, because he was in Pocahontas 2.
Okay. So, the main bad guy, his name is, as unsubtle as House on Fire, his name is Xehanort, which is no... Which is...
Oh, I can't take... I am the thing of your nightmares. I will cover all the realms in darkness. I am Xehanort. Why are you laughing? Stop it. No, I'm evil. Fear me!
Well, his name is an anagram for no heart, so it's not exactly very subtle.
Oh, fuck that. Fuck that. No. That makes it even worse. Before it was silly, now it's stupid.
Okay, so Xehanort really likes stealing the identities and names of our characters. So in the first game, he goes by the identity of Ansem, who is the Seeker of Darkness, but his real name is Xehanort, so to avoid confusion, we shall just call him Xehanort.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so Xehanort's plan is essentially to carry out Maleficent's plan and consume all worlds in darkness because he's got a real thingy for darkness. He's like, darkness is the heart's true essence, and it should consume all worlds because I'm a bad guy.
So,
darkness.
Instead of keeping the main bad guy character we know and can clearly understand the motivations of, we decided to replace her... Not even not have her in the first place, just replace her with a different bad guy that has the exact same goals.
Exactly.
Does he have a different way of achieving those goals?
Maleficent was very much, I'm going to sit in the silence and my minions do it, and Xehanort's like, I should do it myself by possessing bodies and stuff.
Okay, fair enough. He's a bit more hands-on. I can deal with that.
Yeah, because they kind of, in the very... And Xehanort's backstory, which changes and expands as the series goes on, that he was a scientist who got obsessed with darkness and wanted to prove a point by seeing if darkness could be all-consuming and stuff like that, see what happens.
Okay. I wonder if he's going to publish this at some point. Like, okay,
Darkness.
So yes, I completely dominated all the realms in darkness, but now I'm going to publish this in Scientific American.
Seeker of Darkness, as one scientist's journey to understand the darkness in hearts.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the bad guy. Are we still on Kingdom Hearts 1 at this point?
Afraid we still are.
Oh, God.
So Xehanort possesses Riku's body like he's freaking Voldemort, and Sora then has to fight his possessed friend. Some stuff goes down. Sora then learns that Kairi's heart has somehow hidden itself inside his heart. So Sora has to stab himself. Just from of it. So Sora has to stab himself with the Keyblade in order to release it for some reason. Sora then dies, turns into a Heartless, and Kairi's love for Sora restores him to normal. God, it's exhausting. And then
sounds exhausting. Fucking hell.
Yeah, it is exhausting. However, we haven't got the first game yet. So they go find Xehanort. They fight him, and then they come across the doorway to Kingdom Hearts, and then Xehanort's like, give me the power of darkness so I can destroy everything. And Sora's like, you're wrong, Xehanort. Kingdom Hearts isn't made of darkness, it's made of light. And so the doors fly open, light comes out, and causes Xehanort to explode.
And that's the last we heard of him.
Nope.
Shit. Okay. Okay, so he goes... Kamehameha bye-bye.
He explodes. It's like, light, why? Kaboom! So then the game ends with all of the worlds destroyed by the Heartless being restored, and Riku gets lost in the darkness along with Mickey Mouse, and tells Kairi, you stay You stay here on our homeland. I'm gonna shove off a Donald to Goofy and bring Riku home instead of taking you with me. Bye.
You mean Mickey and Riku?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay, but he doesn't take Kairi with him.
No, he just leaves Kairi on the homeland. Like, stay here. You're a girl. You can't do anything apparently. Bye.
When in fairness, she just spent like the whole game hiding out inside his fucking chest.
Yeah, which is one of my major complaints with this franchise. Kairi is supposed to be our lead heroine, and she has not really. She gets Princess Peached. Is the best way I could describe it.
Oh,
she either gets kidnapped or put to the wayside, and even when they give her a goddamn Keyblade, she is not allowed to do anything with it. I want to get to Kingdom Hearts 3 because that really ticked me off.
Well, we're still on Kingdom Hearts 1.
No, we're not. Now on the next game.
Oh, joy. Okay, so what are some of the Disney characters we meet in this one?
About that. This is what's the word? This is a game, the first spin-off game.
Oh.
Which essentially just serves to act as a path between Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2, and B, to explain how the gameplay will reset the main character's stats in the next game.
Oh, I hate it when they do that.
I know.
Oh, remember all those magical abilities you had in the last game? Well, we could build on them and expand on them, but instead we're just going to take them away.
Right, so the next game is called Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, released on the Game Boy Advance in 2D, and then it was made into 3D, long story short, blah, 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 blah. Here we introduce the concept of the counterpart to the Heartless, the Nobodies.
I imagine they're the butt of a lot of jokes involving skeletons and ghosts.
So they do look a bit like skeleton. So the Nobodies are the leftover reanimated bodies and souls of the hearts consumed by darkness. If you can figure that out.
Okay, so when you get a heart that's consumed by darkness, it becomes a heartless, and what's left over from the heart body that the heart thing that got consumed by darkness that's become a heartless is then a nobody.
Yes.
Okay. One thinks we could have just stuck with the heartless, but alright.
Yeah, very strange. It's a bit weird. And it says that those who had strong hearts when they were, I don't know, whole, so to speak, will maintain their original appearances and the memories, but very importantly, don't have proper emotions. So everything they say and do is just a facade, and they're just like Vulcans in reality.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's an interesting way of doing it.
Okay, that's kind of interesting. Okay, and what do the main characters get up to in this game? So in the last game, they went off to try and find Mickey and Riku.
Yeah, so they end up in a place called Castle Oblivion, which is an awesome name, by the way.
That is an awesome name. If I ever get a castle, I'm calling it Oblivion.
Castle Oblivion. So, and in this place, they learn that there is a girl here who named Namine. It's a Japanese name. So,
okay.
Who bears a striking resemblance to Kairi, but is blonde. So it turns out she is in fact Kairi's nobody, and was created when Sora stabbed his heart to free her. I don't understand how it works. Just run with it.
But then I thought Kairi was restored in the last one.
She was, but apparently for some reason Namine now exists as her nobody. Because
so the Kairi that we know that got left behind is the heart.
I'm not sure. I think because
you're supposed to know this, Mark.
I do, but they've always left some of these things vague. Like, okay, so how did Namine come into existence if Kairi is whole? I don't get it. Explain. We're not going to explain it. Oh, fine.
Okay, so fine. They find Kairi's nobody, who's blonde for some reason.
Yes, and the bad guys, who are the nobodies, convince Sora that, she's an old friend of yours who came from the island. So Sora's like, no, she's not. It's like, oh, well, too bad. No, she can manipulate your memories. So now you will. Ha!
Okay, I blinked for a second. Could you repeat all of that?
Okay, so the bad guys try to convince Sora that Namine is an old friend of his from the islands. And Sora's like, no, I don't know anyone named Namine. It's like, oh, well, too bad. She can manipulate your memories. So now you do know. And Sora comes convinced that, Namine is now my friend. I must save her. And this is all a scheme, because Namine can somehow manipulate memories.
Okay.
And the bad guy's like, we shall wipe Sora's memory out, turn him into a mindless puppet, and we shall use the Keyblade to our own missions.
Right. With you so far.
right? And that's pretty much the entire plot of Chain of Memories. The Sora's going up the stupid castle to find Namine, and she's being forced unwillingly to manipulate his memories into making him think she's his long-lost friend, and he'll become a puppet of the bad guys for their own evil purposes.
Who are the bad guys?
The bad guys are the nobodies, who are a collective group of people called Organization 13. Who are some of my most favorite villain groups in the universe.
Okay.
Just because they don't. The problem is with this game, they don't properly introduce who these characters are until the next game, which is very annoying.
Okay, so this game is just Sora going up this castle like it's fucking Castlevania.
Yeah.
And
at the end of this game, Namine reveals to Sora that she's been basically manipulating this whole time. She's like, "Oh God, what can I do?" It's like, "Oh, I know. I shall put you in this stasis pod thingy-majiggy, where you will sleep for an entire year. You shall regain your memories, but you shall forget about me, making this entire game utterly pointless."
Okay, so the next game starts with Sora waking up from that year-long slumber.
Nope, guess again. There's another spin-off.
Oh God.
I can't even describe the title. I can't bother to do the title of it because it makes no sense at all.
What's the title of it?
The title of the third game is Kingdom Hearts 358/2 days. Do you see my point?
Mark.
I don't know why they have such weird titles in these franchises.
My brain.
It's
stupid. My brain.
They kind of explain it because the main protagonist of this story is Sora's nobody called Roxas.
Wait, when did he? Oh, because he became a Heartless at some
Heartless, and his nobody got rejected. It's like, oh hey, hello Roxas. Sora's now in a coma, so now Roxas is our main protagonist.
What?
For now.
Okay.
And Roxas is recruited as the 13th member of Organization 13. He can wield the Keyblade, and he is basically instructed to do Sora's job for the organization, to go slay the Heartless and feed them.
I thought Organization 13 were bad guys.
They are, but in their mind, you know how they say all the bad guys are the good guys in their mind.
Okay. So we're a secret shadow organization that wants to do the exact same thing that Sora was doing earlier.
Except for their goal is to essentially, because they don't feel any emotions, they wish to use the power of Kingdom Hearts to create new hearts themselves so they can actually feel something. So the bad guys have technical good intentions.
Well, that sounds perfectly reasonable, to be honest. I feel like it had just gone up to Sora and said, "Hey, will you help us so that we can feel things again?" And he'd be like, "Okay."
The problem is that they're kind of nefarious in how they do certain things, because they'll do like anything in order to create.
We could do things sensibly, but why do it sensibly when we can do it evilly?
So Roxas has no memories of being Sora, so he's kind of like, okay, I'm a blank slate. I develop my own personality.
Does he develop a personality?
Yeah, he does. He's basically Sora done right. Because this guy, he's slightly angsty about his existence, but he gets stuff done. He's like, right, I'm going to stop this person from doing that thing, blah, blah, blah. I can wield 2 Keyblades. I'm a badass. Let's go.
Can the series be about him now?
Unfortunately not.
Oh.
So Roxas spends his days with his best friend, Axel, who is by far the most popular character in the franchise because he's awesome.
And who is Axel?
Axel is this kind of like charming, laid-back, he's a bit like Tony Stark in personality, sort of, and he's got firepower, he's got pyrokinesis, he's got cool spiky red hair. He throws like what are his weapons called? Chakrams.
Chakrams, yes.
Chakrams. He's got turn into fireballs and explode. He's kind of very much a very cool guy.
Okay, cool. With you so far.
Okay, and about 2 weeks after Roxas joins Organization 13, we meet the 14th member. It's like, why is there a 14th member? It's called Organization 13 for a reason. And this 14th member is another Kairi clone.
What?
Her name is Shion, and she, like Roxas, she starts off as a blank. It's like, okay, but why does she look like Kairi? And she can wield the keyblade. Like, what's going on? And they explain, where things go completely nutty crazy, is that Shion is actually created from some sort of cloning program, and she is made from some literal, maybe a piece of Sora's heart, or from his memories, and this explains why she looks like Kairi. And her role is to.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
If
No, it doesn't.
If this character is made from a bit of Sora, then how come she looks like Kari?
Because it's how do they explain this? It's how people view her. Because she's basically just a blank-faced doll in reality, but to other people, she appears as they wish to see her, so to speak.
So
Kind of like what's the term? A glamour? Is that the correct term?
I guess I
Kind of like a
don't know,
glamour.
and frankly, I don't want to know.
Yeah, so Roxas sees her as Kyrie because he is Sora's nobody, in a manner of speaking.
Right. Okay.
Right. Okay, it's wrong.
Sure. Moving on quickly, please.
Yeah, and I do like Shion as a character. She separates herself. She's basically Kyrie done right as well as Roxas is Sora done right. She's a bit of a shrinking violet, then she becomes a lot more giddy and fun-loving and stuff as time goes on. But then we find out that because Sora is in a coma, he and Nami is repiecing his memories back together. It is starting to affect Roxas and Shion, and eventually it looks like both will eventually have to give up their existences in order to wake Sora up. It's like, no, don't take these three apart. Don't take Roxas and Shion apart. They're both really nice characters. Why must you destroy them to wake up the dumbass?
Do they destroy themselves to wake up the dumbass?
That's so sad.
Oh dear.
So, Shion finds out that she's essentially a clone made of memories. She goes a bit berserk and runs off. And it's like, Roxas is like, Axel, we have to get her back. It's like, she's our friend. It's like, yeah, let's go get her. And stuff happens. Riku's running around doing his own thing, trying to get Sora to wake up. And Riku tells Shion that, I know you don't want to do this choice, but either you have to stay alive, you have to continue your existence and let the bad guys win, or you wake up Sora at the cost of your existence. Shion's like, okay, fine, I'll wake Sora up, even if it means, but as long as my friends are safe. It's like, okay, fine, let's go. But then Axel comes along. It's like, I don't want my friend to go. I don't want to lose my friend. They basically knock Shion and says, "You're coming back with me to be my friend, whether you like it or not." And then
shit, wow, okay.
It's very emotional seeing the Roxas, Axel, and Shion all kind of fall apart trying to protect each other. It's real sad. And then Roxas goes up on his own. Like, I'm off to go find who the hell I am. I want to know the Sora guys. So Axel's trying to keep Shion and Roxas together and stuff. And then Shion's like, "What? Do you want the hell of it? I'm gonna have to do the ultimate sacrifice."
Mark. You're gonna have to speak slower. You're jabbering.
I'm jibber jabbing.
Yeah, you are. Just speak a bit slower and clearer, please.
Shion then attacks Roxas in order to provoke him into basically killing her, so she's suicide by Keyblade.
Oh, fuck.
It's like, oh god, no, don't die. And then Shion dies, but the worst part is because she's made from memories, she must now return to Sora, and everyone forgets that she existed.
Oh, god. This is like... do you ever watch this online reviewer called Obscurus Looper?
Yes, I'm a big fan of Obscurus Looper.
So you've watched a Manic episode series specifically on Charmed.
I've only watched a couple of Charmed episodes. Something like this similar happened.
Well, basically, she's a phrase that she uses to describe something about how Charmed episodes usually work, i.e. the phrase, "makes it easy."
Oh dear.
This sounds like that.
Oh dear. It's so sad.
Okay,
so... I think Shion was bad. Wait to see what they do to Roxas.
What do they do to Roxas?
So after Shion dies, Roxas strikes out on his own. He's like, I'm going to go find Sora and either team up with him or kick his ass. But then Riku shows up and it's like, I'm sorry, but I have to do whatever's necessary to wake up my best friend, so I pretty much have to sacrifice you to bring him back. They have a fight.
I thought he was a bad guy.
Who?
Riku.
No, Riku's a good guy now.
Well, when did that happen?
I should have mentioned... See, there's a lot to unpack here. I should have mentioned that Riku has kind of been going for a path of redemption. He did in Chain of Memories and things like that. But now he's like, it's like, I have to make amends for what I've done, so I'm going to kind of use darkness as a weapon in order to do for the greater good.
I'm going to use this nuclear fission bomb for the greater good.
Exactly. So Riku captures Roxas, and he kind of puts him in the Matrix. It puts it in a simulated world to keep him there until Sora is ready to wake up and they can shove Roxas back inside his heart.
Sure, why not?
Why not? And also, I forgot to mention, there's another character in this franchise voiced by Christopher Lee, who was awesome.
The Christopher Lee.
The Christopher Lee.
Yeah.
His name is Ansem the Wise. He is a scientist, the guy who Xehanort stole his name from, and he is a kind of like, I hate nobodies, and I want to destroy them all because they ruined my life, and so I'm going to treat Naminé and Roxas like garbage in order to and then use Sora as a weapon to get back at them.
I would pay good money to listen to Christopher Lee interact with all these weird-ass Final Fantasy characters.
Christopher Lee was very good in the franchise. His character is kind of like, okay, you're a new character, hello, but you're very good at he's pretty good, well, good, damn good.
Okay.
Yeah, so Riku and Christopher Lee lock Roxas in this like simulation until he's ready to go. Axel breaks into it like, it's like, I'm going to save my best friend even though I've already forgotten one of them. Roxas eventually regains his memories and is like, okay, I've had enough. And he says goodbye to Axel, and he's about to go, basically, I assume kill Sora. It's like, this is my life, not yours. And they wait, and then he kind of sees the sleeping Sora, and it's like, and he's kind of like, whatever, I'm done. He then basically gives up his existence and decides to reunite with Sora.
Makes it easy! Okay, so then we're back to the next proper Kingdom Hearts game.
Then we're back to Sora and Co. being doofuses. And essentially this game is, well, we've got to stop Organization 13 from doing whatever they're doing. It turns out they are trying to, I don't know, somehow trick Sora into slaying Heartless in order to fuel Kingdom Hearts to give them back the hearts. It's like, okay, fine, what's wrong with that? But it turns out that the leader of the organization is, guess what? He's Xehanort's nobody!
Oh, so not even Xehanort himself, just Xehanort's nobody.
Yeah, and it turns out, what a twist, is that the first Xehanort we saw, who was obsessed with darkness and stuff, was Xehanort's Heartless.
That didn't look like any of the other Heartlesses, I'm guessing?
Exactly. Easy, whatever you said it was.
Makes it easy, with 3 words, Mark. Get a grip.
Makes it darkness.
Makes it darkness.
So because Xehanort is now the leader of the organization, it's like, oh, they're bad guys, we should take them all out. So they take them all out. Kari then...
I just wanted to feel love! Nope, yeah. You die.
You die, bye-bye. So Riku's running around in the background doing some stuff. Mickey's running around in the background doing stuff. Kari then gets kidnapped by a very desperate Axel, who thinks that he can use Kari as a tool to get to Sora so he can free Roxas again, because this guy really wants to have some friends.
Aww.
Oh, but then Kari gets kidnapped again by the organization. Say, for God's sake,
how many times is that?
You're not Princess Peach. You're going to say, give her a Keyblade already.
Oh,
then they all. So then Sora, Donald, Goofy, and Mickey go to the organization's world. Axel has a change of heart and basically sacrifices himself to allow Sora to get there. Even though he's not going to be. Even though no one dies in this franchise properly. They find Kari, they find Riku, big reunion, everyone's happy. Christopher Lee's character then says, I must stop Xehanort from doing what he's going to do. So he somehow this is my random device, which will somehow transform Kingdom Hearts into data and download it into this computer. Because apparently you can do that to moons.
Apparently we're working on Tron rules now.
Although Tron is in this franchise.
Why am I not surprised?
Which is quite good. They got Bruce Boxler to return for the role.
Oh my fucking god!
Yeah. So Christopher Lee's machine blows up. Say, oh well, I'm like kaboom! I'm out of the franchise for now. Bye. So Ansem Wise is dead. They confront Xehanort's heart nobody Xemnas, who's like, basically he's Xehanort's, same drill. They beat him. They manage to all go home. Happy ending. That's maybe where the franchise should have ended.
It didn't, though, did it?
No, it didn't.
What do we get next?
So there's a pointless side story where it basically explains that Mickey finds...
Okay, can I just ask one question? Why are there even Disney characters in this? It feels like the main plot is kind of divorced from the whole Disney aspect. Which, don't get me wrong, I'm very much in favour of, but still begs the question, why are they here?
It is, because one of my complaints about Kingdom Hearts 2 is that while in the first game the Disney characters kind of like blended in perfectly well with the story, in this game they're there. You go to the worlds, you follow the stories of the films, and that's it. There's not really a proper connection or inclusion with the main storyline.
Oh, hey, Tarzan. Hi. You're here? Yes. Cool.
Bye. Cool. You know, it's like, ugh. Wait, why are you doing this? Why are we here? I think maybe like Tron is the only story that kind of contributes to the main story. Yeah, Tron
Of
of all
course it
people.
is. Of
Tron
course
of
it's Tron.
Just Tron, because Tron's cool, you know, and all that.
Is it though? Is it cool?
Yes, it's Tron.
Is
Look
it
into it.
though?
Yes,
Is it?
I'm saying it is.
Is it though?
Yes, it is.
Is it?
Yes, it is. So be quiet.
Is it though? Is it?
Yes, it is.
All right.
Now be quiet, Scott. Now be quiet and listen.
Don't do that voice. Anyway.
So, at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2, Mickey sends a letter to Sora, Riku, and Kairi saying, "This is basically the backstory. Here it is." This is the back. This is literally. It's like you don't see what's on the letter, but in the next spin-off game, it literally explains like, "Oh, Mickey remembered specific things about what's going to happen, who happened, blah 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 blah."
I've had it with all of this nonsense. Here's going to write everything down.
Here's the backstory.
Oh,
So
God.
then we get to the prequel of the whole franchise.
What?
This is where it gets interesting at last. Welcome to Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, which is set about 10 years before the first game. We find out that Xehanort is he is a Keyblade master, voiced by Leonard Nimoy.
Really?
Yeah, okay. First they got Leonard Nimoy, then he died. Then they got what's his name? Is it Rutger Hauer?
Rutger Hauer, yes.
Yeah, then they got him, then he died, and then they got Christopher Lloyd to voice him.
He's still alive.
He's still alive.
Thank God.
So they got some pretty, again, going back to voice acting, they got some pretty good actors to
But here's the thing. Rutger Hauer, Leonard Nimoy, and Christopher Lloyd sound nothing alike.
I know, they don't, they kind of made Rutger kind of do like a very Leonard Nimoy type voice. And then, because Christopher Lloyd sounds quite gravelly at times, they managed to they transitioned it on and off okay.
Okay. I feel like you just could have got a Leonard Nimoy impersonator or something. I don't know, but anyway.
I suppose, but can anyone? I don't know anyone who could do Leonard Nimoy voice. He's quite, on his own thing. So anyway, Xehanort is at this point, because for now we've seen him as like, oh, he's a young man. So how come he looks like an old guy in Birth by Sleep? Turns out Xehanort's ultimate plan is to initiate a recreation of an event called the Keyblade War, because he believes that the universal balance of light and darkness is out of whack, and he wants to. Everything he does is to essentially recreate a second Keyblade War that's so catastrophic it will destroy the world and restart anew, so he can prove a scientific point that, aha, I was right, science rules. So
that's like an environmental scientist wanting to destroy the environment to prove that climate change is a thing.
Exactly.
That's stupid.
And the ironic thing is that Xehanort thinks, oh, I must just do what is necessary to restart the universe to save it all, even if because he keeps saying, oh, darkness is a very good weapon. Ironically, he's been consumed by it.
As a guy who had to fight a mad scientist last Halloween, I can tell you, ethics committees need to take closer looks into these things.
Exactly. And Xehanort is like so obviously a bad guy. He looks like a bad guy.
Okay, now you're just being prejudiced, Mark. Just because someone looks like a bad guy doesn't mean they're a bad guy.
He's about as unsubtle as a villain as Palpatine was.
Oh, God.
It's like, for some reason he really likes wiggling his fingers menacingly. But of all the things...
You say that it's like... wiggling, I don't know.
Of all the things that a bad guy could do, he kind of wiggles his fingers. It's like
at people? Or just
at people, towards things like, I like wiggling my fingers because I'm the bad guy.
Okay.
Okay,
Funnily enough, this story featuring cartoon characters going off to different planets is getting kind of silly.
But it's supposed to be silly.
But not confusingly silly, fun silly.
Too late for that. So, Xehanort is best friends with Mark Hamill's character.
Mark Hamill's in this?
Yeah, Mark Hamill's in this. He's essentially playing a Luke Skywalker XP, but it works fine.
A Luke Skywalker what?
A Luke Skywalker, what's the term when a character is basically based on another character?
Copyright infringement?
Maybe. He's basically Luke Skywalker as a Final Fantasy character.
Okay.
It's like,
sure.
So his name is Master Ericus.
Okay.
And Mark Hamill's like, Xehanort's kind of like obsessed with darkness. Ericus is obsessed with light. He's like, anyone who uses the darkness is dangerous, and they should be locked up and stuff. It's like, okay, so
wait a minute. So this is a story where Leonard Nimoy fights Mark Hamill, isn't it?
Exactly.
Oh, why have I never seen this before?
It's Star Wars versus Star Trek.
Oh god! At this point, Star Trek might win, but anyway.
Yeah, we'll see. So, Mark Hamill has 3 Keyblade apprentices. Here we go.
Oh god, okay.
3 new
and
characters.
one of them is played by Adam Driver.
No, actually not. There is a kind of a colour-in type character, but not quite as smart. So, we've got Ventus, who looks identical to Roxas. I wonder if these 2 characters have a connection. I wonder.
Shit.
We have Aqua, who is potentially the best character in the franchise, because she's just so precious, and she's lovely, and she's maternal, and she cares for everybody, so let's punish her.
Oh shit, oh dear, okay.
And then we have Terra.
Terra?
T-E-R-A. Who is Terra. And he's as dumb as a brick. He's
Joy.
He's the Anakin Skywalker of the franchise.
Oh joy.
Minus the negative connotations.
Okay.
So then Aqua and Terra are all best friends. They'll hang out together. Because it's set like 10 years before Kingdom Hearts, they're all kind of awesome because they have their own Keyblades, but the Keyblades can kind of like give them like armor and can turn into vehicles to go fly around on.
Shit, this sounds awesome.
It is kind of awesome. So Terra and Aqua are both participating in an exam to become Keyblade Masters. But Terra realizes...
I wanna be a Keyblade Master.
Keyblade Master, I wanna create the next chapter. Which they do, ironically. So Terra fails his exam because he relies too much on his darkness, and Aqua becomes a Keyblade Master, hooray. And Xehanort's like, oh, I should... Maybe Terra has some strong darkness in him. I wonder if I should, convince him to become my apprentice so I can eventually possess his body and become the main bad guy of the franchise. Hooray!
Wow, okay.
And then a bunch of monsters who are basically discount Heartless are running around. It's like, you must go stop these evil creatures who are not Heartless from destroying the world. It's like, okay, let's go, guys. And they all go off to do stuff. And
Mickey and Donald and Goofy and Mickey are nowhere to be found, I'm guessing?
No, they're actually in this. Mickey is the main character.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's a young Keyblade wielder. He's kind of like, not arrogant, a bit...
Oh, is he like his Steamboat Willie version?
No, not yet. They did that. They do have a Steamboat Willie version. This is kind of at the midpoint in between.
I was joking.
No, we're not going to that. Avoid, leave, go away. So and
oh dear, have I unearthed a sore subject?
No, it's just not yet. We'll get there. So it should also make like Pete is a bad guy in this, but he's kind of like Pete. Hi, I'm Pete. Okay, hi Pete. You're here. Pete, Pete. Goof Troop Pete.
Oh, that Pete.
Yeah. So Xehanort begins manipulating all the characters in order to bring about his master plan. Then has
forgetting, of course, his Master Flan.
His master plan. His master Flanell. So it turns out that Xehanort used to have Ventus as his apprentice, and he wanted to use his darkness to turn him into weapons, things like that. Ven's like, I don't want to become a weapon of evil. So, okay, fine. I'm just going to rip your darkness out, turn into a new character called Vanitas, who dresses like a Power Ranger, and leave Ven traumatized, but he's going to forget the whole thing.
Makes it easy!
Xehanort, what are you doing? You've got some severe problems against harming kids.
Fucking hell, okay. Okay, so... tenuously with you so far, what happens then?
Okay, so it turns out that Xehanort wants to create the original, very first Keyblade, which apparently can just automatically summon Kingdom Hearts.
Excalibur.
Yeah, that one. We just call it the Keyblade, because that's how they pronounce it. We just call it the original Keyblade. And he thinks that a union of perfect light and perfect darkness will allow him to summon this thing. So that's why he ripped the darkness out of Ven's heart and created this evil version, his evil counterpart called Vanitas, who dresses like a Power Ranger.
Okay.
And when they come to this point, everyone has a big. Then Mark Hamill finds out about this. It's like I must protect Ven by killing him. It's like what?
What?
What? It's like we cannot allow Xehanort to use you as a weapon vendor. So therefore, I believe killing you will somehow be a lot more practical than just protecting you or killing Xehanort.
I want to protect you. Here, look at this gun.
So Terra then jumps in and is like, what the hell are you doing, Master? You're supposed to protect him. It's like, I must protect him by destroying him. Like, what?
Oh
so
my god, this is like how Kylo Ren turned to the dark side.
Yeah, so Terra then goes on Kylo Ren and mortally wounds Mark Hamill. He's like, what have I done? And Mark Hamill's like, what have I done? My own heart is darkness. And Xehanort kind of walks in and then kills him. It's like, haha, I'm the bad guy this whole time. Terra's like, I'll never forgive you, and I've been so stupid enough to realize you were the bad guy this whole time. Then Xehanort takes Terra, Ven, and Aqua and Mickey to the Keyblade graveyard, which is the ruins of the first Keyblade War. It's like, we shall fight, and we shall create the Keyblade War, and I shall win. Mwah! So they fight. Ven and Vanitas become one again. They create the Keyblade. And Ven's like, what the hell with this? I'm not going to let this happen. He basically destroys his own heart. Someone doesn't die. Blows up the Keyblade. And then finds a home in Sora's heart, which explains why Sora can use the Keyblade and why Roxas and Ven look identical.
Does it though? Oh wait, so this is... I'm guessing this whole game is just used at the 11th hour to explain all the plot holes in previous games, isn't it?
Yes, and it also explains why Xehanort looks young, because he then possessed Terra's body.
Okay. I feel like this could have been done in a cutscene or something.
Probably. So,
do we need an entirely separate game?
Nope. But, so, Terra is... Xehanort now possesses Terra, Ven is... Ven's in a coma, and Aqua says, oh, no, I'll put him somewhere safe where no one can find him just in case Xehanort wants to use him again. She puts Ven in a hidden chamber in Castle Oblivion. It's like, so that's what it's for.
Okay, did we see his body corpse coma thing in Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories?
No, so again, it's another retcon, I suppose. But let's see, plan this out beforehand.
Okay, and is that the end of this game?
Well, poor Aqua, she puts Ven in the place, she tries to say Terra, it's like, and she fails, and she ends up trapped in the realm of darkness for like 10 years, and someone doesn't age or go mad.
Okay, is that the end of this game?
Yes.
So what's the next game? Please tell me it's slightly saner. Oh, I don't like that laugh. That laugh is not good for me.
Woo! Okay, so now we jump back to the present. Mickey hangs out with Yen Sid.
Who?
Yen Sid, the sorcerer from Fantasia.
Yeah, he has a name?
Yeah, and guess what? Yen Sid is Disney backwards.
Oh! I did not know that!
Oh, okay.
That makes me confused and angry.
I'm
confused. I'm congry.
Right, so Yen Sid explains that because Xehanort's heartless and nobody were both defeated, it means the original Xehanort can now return. And like Mickey's like, oh no, what do I do? And Yen Sid's like,
Mark, you have got to slow down.
Lots of information to get through.
I know you do, but if you garble, no one is going to be able to understand it. I can barely keep up with you. Try again and speak at a normal pace.
I'm excited.
I know. Monitor yourself. Have some discipline, goddammit.
Okay, right.
Start again.
Okay, stroppy pants. So Yen-Sid explains Xehanort is now going to come back, and Mickey's like, what do we do? And Yen says, I know. Sora and Riku should now become Keyblade Masters. But instead of just making them Keyblade Masters, for some reason we have to put them through an exam. So,
like a literal pencil exam?
No, it's more like a fight, do something awesome exam.
Okay, so a fight. Let's call it what it is. A fight, not an exam. A test, maybe, not an exam.
It's like, the bad guy's coming back. Shouldn't you just saddle up and get ready to fight? It's like, no, we're going to go for a big, long, arduous journey in the form of a new game, which no one asked for, because it's stupid.
So this isn't them fighting the bad guys. This is them preparing to fight the bad guys.
Yes, but
this whole game.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, just get on with it.
Okay, so what game is this called?
This game is called Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance.
It's a stupid name.
Because they go into dream worlds. So, okay, fine. So they go...
like it's Inception?
No, these Disney worlds are going to are literally like in the realm of dreams because the characters in it didn't wake up from the darkness. I don't know.
So it's like what a Sleeping Beauty went when she was asleep for the movie?
No, because Sleeping Beauty was in the first game, so it's like they explain that not all hearts were saved when you defeated Xehanort the first time around. Some of them just for some reason are like in dream comas. Like you gotta wake them up. Okay, fine.
I want to ask a follow-up question.
Yeah.
I want to ask many follow-up questions, but I know if I do, you're just going to give me an answer that's even more confusing. So let's just roll with it. Sure, Dream Worlds, fine, I'm with you.
Or I won't be able to answer them, because, this franchise keeps rewriting itself with every new installment. So then we get to the biggest headache of this whole thing. Time travel.
No,
yes.
no,
Time travel.
No, I'm out, I'm done, I refuse, I quit, I'm leaving, Arriva Dirty, ciao for now, no, fuck, no.
Deal with it.
No, I refuse, no.
Yes.
No.
Deal with it.
No, they ruined Harry Potter with this, and no. Unless they're using time travel to put back the Infinity Stones.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
No. No.
Is this your Killer Bee moment?
No. Why would they do? Okay, fine.
I don't know.
Fine. How do they use time travel? Is it confusing and unnecessary? I'm sure it will be.
Yep, but the weird... Okay, now, I'll explain how they do it first. So, Xehanort, turns out that he's apparently known every single thing that's going to happen from when he was, like, young man till now. Because apparently...
Even his defeat in Kingdom Hearts 1.
Yeah, he knew everything that's going to happen from Kingdom Hearts 1 to now, and beforehand, for some reason. Because apparently his Heartless went back in time, somehow, and told him, oh, by the way, at some point in the future, you and a bunch of other people are going to get together, and you're going to fight the forces of light. It's like, okay, right, fine, I'll do that. And it's like, because I don't know how you would call, what term you call this, but his future self put his past self on the path of destiny, if that makes any sense.
Like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Something like that. That he has decided to pursue.
Or the grandfather paradox, or the bootstrap paradox, I don't know.
Something like that. So Xehanort then gets 13 different versions of himself into one place and says, I'm going to use the 13 versions of myself to fight the good guys in order to create the original Keyblade again, and this time I'm going to do it properly and I'm going to fulfill my destiny. It's like, okay, right, no problem. What? But the weird thing is, they've already used time travel before in the franchise. In Kingdom, this is where the Steamboat Willie thing comes into it.
Oh no!
In Kingdom Hearts 2, Merlin creates a magic door to Mickey's past by literally snapping his fingers. It's like, here's a magic door, go through there, stop Maleficent and Pete from altering Mickey's past, there you go, enjoy that. But then they introduce this overcomplicated, stupid method of doing it in this game. It's like, Merlin in the second game snapped his fingers and made a magic door back in time to Mickey's past. He made a magic door.
I guess he took some time off from turning small boys into birds and squirrels and shit.
Yeah, so what you got... Merlin can snap his fingers and make a magic door to the past. Xehanort has to do this ultra-complicated nonsense method of doing it. Why doesn't Xehanort just snap his fingers and make a magic door? It makes no sense at all. Did they forget that Merlin did that?
I mean, I went to a comic convention when someone once gave me a time travel device just just randomly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was weird when you said that.
Yeah, well...
Maybe we've had this conversation before.
Every Halloween I've had for the past 3 years have been weird. What do you want from me?
Maybe don't celebrate Halloween anymore.
But it's my favourite holiday.
What could possibly happen this year?
I dread to think. I'm sure this year will be absolutely fine and nothing bad will happen. Yeah. Even though last year that mad scientist was told about you and I and the rest of us by someone else we don't know, some other shadow figure. It better not be Xehanort. If it turns out the person that's been, fucking up my life for the past couple of years is Xehanort, I'm going to be really pissed off. But anyway.
So Xehanort's master plan now is to fulfill what he wanted to do in the first place, to recreate the Keyblade War and have good light fight darkness, create the original Keyblades, summon Kingdom Hearts, and consume all worlds into darkness to create a universal reboot, however the hell that works.
Standard bad guy plan.
Standard bad guy plan in order to prove a scientific point, apparently. So,
oh my god, dude, where is the scientific methodology in this?
Exactly, because they explain in his younger self that he found, because it turns out he is from the same world as Sora. So he explains I hated this world, it was imprisoning, it was just an ocean, it was a prison, I want out of here. So
all it was just island after island of lush, tropical paradise, God!
And nothing else, apparently. He's cast away, but gone bad, I suppose.
Just in the distance, Tom Hanks is just like, Wilson!
What's that?
Wilson! Oh, look, it's the Tom Hanks raft. Oh, it must be that time again.
Hi, Tom Hanks. So yeah, the bad guys now have their plan, hooray, let's do this. Then turns out that Axel is back from the dead. Yay! It's by dying, but apparently when Heartless and Nobody's both defeated, they become one again. So yay!
Okay.
He comes to save Sora when Xehanort plans to use Sora as one of his 13 vessels of darkness. I'm out of breath, sorry.
I'm not surprised. There's so much lore you're funning down your throat.
I know. And the bad guys all disappear for now. We'll be back when we're ready to go, but you good guys must gather 7 Guardians of Light in order to fight our 13 Vessels of Darkness.
Oh, fucking hell. How many MacGuffins does this series have?
Well, in this case, MacGuffins are people, so it's anyone for Keyblade is up for grabs as a good guy.
Well, there's only 3 people who've had those so far.
Yeah, so Mickey and Rico quick, we must find Terra, Ventus, and Aqua in order to reunite them and help us fight the bad guys. Rico's oh, I know, Kari has a Keyblade, let's get her into it. Yay, Kari's relevant for now.
Wait, Kari had a Keyblade?
Yeah, Riku gave her one in Kingdom Hearts 2. Comes out and oh, by the way, Kari, here's the Keyblade, use it, what the hell is it? Kari's okay, I'll use it to fight. Okay, there we go. Where did he get one from?
Mark, calm down, it's okay. It's okay.
I know, they don't explain, as you would say,
makes it easy.
Makes it easy. Easy come, easy go, la 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 la. So I'm going slightly insane now.
Okay, take a breath.
I never had to explain this whole franchise to someone before.
Take a breath. In and out.
Because it's weird, because I both love this franchise, but I'm frustrated by it.
I'm sensing that from you.
Because they keep retconning and throwing new things in. But that's not what happened that's not what happened in the last game. So, what's happening now? Fine, what's wrong with it? So then, at last, after much meandering and more backstory games I can't bother to go into, we get to Kingdom Hearts 3.
The latest one.
The latest one, which came out last year.
Right.
And for the record, it's very good. It's the wrap-up of this whole arc. Because it's just the first...
so this whole story with all these winding, twisty turns and prequels and reboots and all this sort of stuff, that's just the first arc of the Kingdom Hearts saga.
Apparently, because they released another game which is kind of the backstory to the backstory, and it kind of gets shoehorned a little bit into this game. It's really annoying.
So this is why I can't watch long-running anime, because then you watch fucking 50 episodes and that's the first arc, and there's only 1,000 more to go.
Yeah, this is probably why I wouldn't recommend Bleach, it's just literally sword fighting for 300 episodes. So in this case, Okay, so Kingdom Hearts 3, it feels like they finally managed to make the Disney worlds relevant again, because they actually have them merging with the plot, so to speak.
Oh, this is the one where you've got fucking Monsters, Inc.
Yeah, and Toy Story, and Ratatouille.
And Ratatouille... Okay, so why Ratatouille? What's so special about the Ratatouille world? It's just France.
They don't go to Ratatouille's world. They meet Ratatouille in one of the Final Fantasy-esque worlds.
Ratatouille is not the name of the character, Mark.
Sorry. They meet Remy in this world. And because Kingdom Hearts is weird, Remy and Scrooge McDuck have opened a restaurant together.
I am 100% okay with that idea.
That is awesome.
That is awesome. I mean, yeah, although someone should tell Scrooge McDuck that restaurants are a notoriously bad investment, but then again, he's fucking rich enough to have a swimming pool full of gold, so, who cares?
Somehow hasn't broken his spine. Whee! Oh. Someone call a medic.
Wait, so is this Scrooge McDuck voiced by David Tennant, then?
No, strangely enough, they managed to get, what's his 90s voice actor. He was in Birth by Sleep, but for some reason they haven't got David Tennant. They got someone else.
Even though this was made after the DuckTales reboot series.
Yeah, so I don't really know.
Who cares?
Who cares? Just the guy's in it. Yeah, so Toy Story World is fantastic.
I'll bet.
They obviously couldn't get, for some reason they couldn't get Tim Allen or Tom Hanks. Well, Tom Hanks obviously, but Tim Allen always comes back to voice Buzz, so I don't know why they couldn't get him.
Excuse me. He is very busy making that sitcom that he's in that no one watches.
Exactly. Although Woody is voiced by Tom Hanks' brother, who always voices him like everything apart from the movies.
Yeah, I did know that.
Jim Hanks. Monsters Inc. World is very good. None of the original voice actors are back, but it's fine. They do quite good impressions.
Oh, they couldn't get Billy Crystal.
Not even Billy Crystal. They couldn't get Steve Buscemi back. They use recycled footage of Boo's voice actress from the movie.
Makes sense.
That makes sense.
I was a kid when I did that. Like, I can't really do the kid voice anymore because it's been like fucking decades.
Mike
Wazowski.
Big Hero 6 is fantastic.
Big Hero 6 is in this?
Yeah, they turned the original Baymax into a Heartless. Like, you're evil!
That's the worst thing I've ever heard. That is literally the worst thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean is in it.
Oh, that's the other worst thing I've ever heard.
Well, it first been Kingdom Hearts 2, where the graphics were kind of because you got the cartoon characters and then you got the live action S-looking characters. It doesn't quite work. So what they did in this version is that they gave Sauron to Goofy a slightly more what's the word? High quality, slightly realistic. It works so well, and the guy they got to voice Jack Sparrow is amazing. It's not Johnny Depp, but it's one hell of an impression of Johnny Depp.
Okay. And
you get to fight Davy Jones as well. They got the Kraken in the middle of the Maelstrom. It's awesome.
And the Frozen is fucking in this as well.
They got Tangled in there, which is all right.
Ooh.
And then they've got oh my god, Frozen is like, I don't know what they did with Frozen. Because from what I understand,
didn't you play this game?
I did, but it's like okay, so here's Frozen World. Nothing happens in it because it's so empty. Because you don't hang out with Anna and Elsa and Olaf. You don't follow the story. It's just Sora goes up a mountain. He sees Elsa do Let It Go. Then he goes back down the mountain. Then back up the mountain. Then back down the mountain. He fights the heartless version of Hans, and that's it. There's no exploration. There's no going away because Disney, I guess, they're just so goddamn.
They're afraid of us interacting with these characters. So. I don't know. Yeah,
because from what I understand, Disney and Pixar are both involved in this game quite heavily. Pixar were a bit more hands-on.
But the Frozen team weren't.
The Frozen team were just, I guess, they just gave because apparently each world had guidelines they had to follow. The Pixar people.
I know why this is. I know what it is because Disney are fucking afraid to death of Frozen. This is why the sequel was so shit because they're just like, we didn't know this was going to be as good and popular as it was. Oh fuck! What do we do? We don't know. We don't know what you want. We don't know what we're doing. Nah, don't ask us.
Because if I understand, this was made they were making this level when Frozen was being made, so there might be some I don't know, plot problems there or something. They just didn't know what's going to happen. It's like you've had a decade to make this game. I'm sure there's enough time for you to figure it out.
Yeah, this came out last year. Frozen was several years before last year.
It came out last year. So it's you've had plenty of time to, unless Disney really, throwing nailing this franchise full. So you don't touch Frozen. You've got to do what we say with this specific franchise.
But then why even have Frozen in there at all?
Because it's popular.
Yeah, that's
because it's Frozen. Because we need Frozen everything now. So we're going for so the bad guys are what I do like about the bad guys in this game is that okay, so just in case our main plan doesn't work out and they fail to get Keyblade wielders, we'll have a few other plans just in case. So they're okay, fine. At least you'll have it. You're back making backups of your things. Good for you. So Sora has once again lost all his powers because convenience. Because they need to reset the game franchise.
Makes it easy.
It's easy. So and Yen says Sora, you must gain the power of awakening, which will allow you to awaken the hearts that are inside your heart.
Here is an alarm clock. It's shaped like a heart. And the Tin Man's off in the corner just like, that's mine!
That's mine! So, too bad, it's mine now. It's Sora's now. Bye-bye.
Screw you, we own you now! Fuck you, MGM or whatever it is.
I forgot to mention, I'm sorry, Hercules is back in this game, and you get to fight the Titans.
Cool. Oh, so Hercules was in previous games?
Hercules has been every single game. Because I guess Hercules... Meg? Yes, Meg's in this game.
Yay.
And it's quite good. So you get to fight the Rock Titan, you get to fight the Ice Titan, you get to fight all of them at once. It's kind of awesome. So, Sora, Donald, and Goofy are going around doing Disney shenanigans. They're trying to basically power Sora up so he can unlock this new special ability of his to awaken Roxas, Ven, and Shion inside his heart.
Just do a montage. That's what
I know, just a montage, So, Riku and Mickey go looking for Aqua. And then by the time
I'm given to believe by popular internet person and voice actor ProZD, also known as Sungwon Cho, Aqua in this game got naughted.
Yeah, naughted is the term when a character gets possessed by Xehanort. But they find Aqua. She's now got the Xehanort silver hair and the blue and the yellow eyes. She's like, "You guys are too late to save me. I'm kind of evil now." But it's like, "No, not Aqua. She's so nice." And then Sora comes out of nowhere. It's like he looks to Power Awakening.
Here I come to save the day.
So he saves Aqua. They go to Castle Oblivion. They wake Ven up. It's like, yay! Everyone, the gang's all getting back together. And they have this big "Oh, I know you. We've met before" moment. It's like,
let's just wrap all this shit up. Let's wrap it all up. Let's get everyone back where they need to be.
Yeah, then they all have
You're in a coma, you're out of a coma, you're not in a coma, you stay not in a coma, I don't care. Everyone just stand still.
Stand still. And at the same time, Christopher Lee's character is not dead, surprise, surprise. And he is like, I will now use this weird clone program that exists to give Roxas a body so he can come back and help out as well. So the final lineup who are going to fight the bad guys are Sora, Riku, Kari, Donald, Goofy, Mickey, Aqua, Ven, and Axel. I'll have to go kick some ass.
Fucking hell. Oh god. This
Avengers Assemble.
They're all their names are so stupid. It's like, I am Venmo, I am Kyrie, I am Sora, I am... And what's your name? Goofy?
Goofy.
Yeah, it's just like Goofy and Dora, just like they're such the odd ones out.
I know, yeah, because all of them are Final Fantasy characters, and they've got Mickey, Donald, and Goofy. It's like, okay,
here's my super team: the Destructor, the Vindicator, Pratium, Bob.
Hi Bob. So, Bob, Xehanort shows up. It's like, we shall now begin the final battle at last. Let's all kick each other's asses. But instead of doing that, for some reason, it says, screw it, let's just kill you all. A giant heartless swarm goes out of nowhere and eats everybody.
And so they died.
Everyone's now dead. Sora wakes up in the afterlife. So they're now doing an existential thingy.
Oh, shit.
So Sora then meets this kind of Moogle character. Do you know what a Moogle is?
That's from Final Fantasy. It's the little teddy bear things.
Yeah, there's this kind of Moogle cat character called Chirithy, who's kind of like the connection between this game and the stupid backstory games I mentioned earlier. It's like, I'm waiting for someone to come save me. I've been here forever. This is where kind of like the final stop before Hearts go off to wherever they go, to Kingdom Hearts or whatever.
And it turns out this is all a massive lead up to Pixar's new movie Soul.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if they somehow managed to work that into this franchise. Somehow. So, Sora says, I shall now pull an Avengers Endgame and use the power of awakening to somehow warp reality, go back in time, and prevent our defeat by the bad guys.
I'm just going to go back to me in the Destiny Islands and tell me not to do anything. Just stay in the Destiny Islands and wash my hands of all of this nonsense.
We could have done that, but he says he just kind of jumps back to 5 minutes ago. They don't die now. So, okay, let's go kick everyone's asses. and then the hearts come back. Oh, go away! And then Yen Sid comes down, and I should mention that Yen Sid is like the most powerful character in this franchise.
Well, he's the fucking sorcerer.
Yeah,
so...
he does like a party of the Red Seas, and takes all the hearts out. It's like, go, Keyblade wielders, go beat Xehanort, while I stay here with Goofy and Donald and fight the Heartless, when I could very much easily just lightning bolt everyone dead.
It's almost like I could have done this from the very beginning, but I didn't.
Exactly.
I was busy masturbating, eating Doritos, and watching reruns of MASH.
Oh, bloody hell. Oh, thanks a lot.
I put that image in your brain. That is your punishment for subjecting me to this. Carry on.
Dear. So everyone gets into the big final fight. Of course, this is Kingdom Hearts, so no one actually dies. They just kind of like fade into darkness, and we'll be back again in another sequel.
You haven't seen the last of me.
So Roxas comes back. Shion comes back. She and Axel and Roxas will have one hell of a reunion. I kind of cried. So bear with me.
Is anyone stay dead in this fucking game?
He's mostly dead. Which I wonder because Billy Crystal isn't in this. They couldn't get Billy Crystal back. So then, when Roxas, Axel, and Shion will get together, Xehanort's like, "Well, screw this. I'm just gonna kidnap one of you. Kidnap one of you. Guess who he kidnaps?
Kairi.
Exactly. It's like, well, here's a big middle finger to Kairi. All this build up to her becoming her own badass self. She doesn't have to wait for her friends anymore. He kidnaps her. Then Terra comes back, is restored. Aqua, Ven, and he will get together. Yay! Then they all confront Xehanort. It's like, haha! I am now going to provoke Sora into attacking me, and then he kills Kairi.
Bastard.
Go to hell! Go to hell! He's like, no, and he's like, haha, now I've got the original Keyblade, now I shall use Kingdom Hearts to destroy all the worlds! And Sora's like, I won't let you. And he kind of leaps at Xehanort, and then he uses his new power to somehow warp himself, Donald, Goofy, and Xehanort to this stupid new location we've never heard of before, where apparently this was like a big Keyblade empire, which we never heard about until now. There's no one there. It's like, okay, this place exists, hello. Xehanort's like, haha, come at me, bro. And they have a big fight. They beat Xehanort, hooray. And then Xehanort's like, haha, now, even though you've defeated me, you're too late to stop me, because now I shall use Kingdom Hearts to reboot the universe. And everyone shows up, like, nope, not gonna do that. And it turns out that Mark Hamill's character is kind of dead. He's now a Force Ghost.
Oh, of course.
Of course. It's like, Xehanort, you must stop now. You this burden you have carried upon your back has to stop. Like, but no, I must do this. I try to make us feel sorry for Xehanort. I try to empathize.
No, I mean, no.
No, it's like, no, because all this time he's been essentially been a mad scientist who is like, to hell with everyone else. I'm gonna destroy as many lives as possible in order to prove a point and, in his mind, save the universe. But now they're saying like, he's now saying like, oh, it was my duty to carry this burden on my back because I didn't think anyone else could.
No one gave you this duty. You took it upon yourself.
Exactly, and it's like Erica Mark Hamill's like, enough, Xehanort. You've done enough. It's time to go on to the next life and rest.
Oh,
like,
why was I cursed with destroying the universe? Shut up! No one made you do that!
Yeah, because everything he's done, all the worlds he's destroyed, all the people he's hurt, he gets a get-out-of-jail-free card.
Wow, okay.
It's unbelievable, because he then hands over the original Keyblade to Sora, like, well, hopefully you can do a better job than I did. And then Terra...
Well, I'm not going to destroy the universe, so, you know, I think probably yes. Yes,
I will. So Mark Hamill has an emotional reunion with Terra, then Aqua, because they didn't get a chance to say goodbye to him. Then he and Xehanort just kind of, like, turn to Force Ghosts, and bye. Sayonara, cheerio. So after all the rubbish that Xehanort's put everyone through, he gets to leave, gets a happy ending. Like, screw you, man. They was like, but what about Kairi? So Sora's like, oh, I know. I shall use the power of awakening to bring her back from the dead. And then he goes off on his own, like...
So I'm guessing this whole awakening thing is just magic bullshit that gets you whatever you want.
Pretty much, yeah. So he goes in this metaphysical, subconscious, time travel, meander... Inception type thingy, and he basically defies reality itself. Like, screw you, reality, I'm bringing my girlfriend back to life. He brings her back to life.
Screw
Hooray.
you, reality, you're inconvenient.
But then it turns out that there's a consequence. But you can't use the power of awakening too much or abuse it, otherwise you shall fade from existence. Bye-bye, Sora.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah. Bye, Sora. I'm sure you won't come back later on, because you're so totally not dead. And it's like, and then it gets a bit weird at the end, because there's stuff here that's related to the next, what, the teaser in the next game. But, and Maleficent and Pete have been kind of like meandering around this whole time, trying to be, hey, we're relevant and stuff, because here we are. And they say, and then they're told by another character, like, there's a black box somewhere which has a mysterious item in it which will help do something. It turns out that a member of Organization 13 called Zigbar has been manipulating Xehanort this whole time.
Zigbar!
His name's Zigbar.
That's not a name, that's a fucking rejected name for a chocolate bar.
So, rejected chocolate bar.
Buy Zigbar today, straight from the Wonka factory.
So Ziggy Stardust is like, aha, so my purpose in this whole thing was to play the role of a dumbass who would give Xehanort this specific Keyblade to do the specific thing in order to then find this specific box in order to bring back this specific character who've only met once before in the entire franchise, who is irrelevant until now because plot demands it, I guess. It's like, well, there we go then.
Okay.
And then the final bit of this franchise right so far is that Sora has kind of been wandering around in transition, in limbo, and what have you. Everyone is looking for him. Riku and Kari both like kind of hit like ideas like, we can find him in our dreams. Like, okay, fine, they're gonna go do that.
It's always in the last place you look.
Exactly. And then Sora's wandering around, and he meets this character called Yozora, who's frankly not a alternate universe version of him. So, long story short, the franchise's creator Tetsuya Nomura was involved in Final Fantasy Versus 13. Tetsuya Nomura, the creator of this franchise, was also working on another Final Fantasy game, which he got booted out of. It's like, well, I'm assuming that he's now decided to take his original ideas for that game and put it in Kingdom Hearts, because suddenly this character kind of comes out of nowhere. It's like, oh, hello, I'm here to find you, Sora. I was like, okay, why are you here to find me? No time for that. I'm going to fight you. There we go. Sora, you either win as Sora or Yozora kind of absorbs him into his heart. And then the game ends with Yozora waking up in a limousine in scenes which are a direct copy of the original trailer for this Final Fantasy game that Tetsuya Nomura was working on. It's like, okay, where are we going now, this franchise? We're just going to abandon Disney and go full Final Fantasy, or what?
And that's how it ends.
That's pretty much it. There is another game that I can't bother to describe. It's like a backstory to the backstory, which has specific characters that exist now in the franchise that apparently have somehow quantum leaped into the future, but I can't really be bothered to describe it.
Are they at all relevant in any way, shape, or form?
One of them is Ventus. So okay, Ven is from the far ancient past, and now he's somehow quantum leaped into the future. And there's other characters who are running around who we haven't met yet. It's like, okay, right, fine.
Are they going to become relevant?
Yes, hopefully, yes. How and why, I don't know, but that's pretty much how this is entire franchise in a nutshell.
So we started off with some rando kid and his friends hanging out in an island.
Yes.
Somehow got them embroiled in a fucking key war, and it ends with the main character being absorbed into another random character from an entirely different game that never happened, and is now in a limousine.
Only in the bad ending.
What happened to the good ending?
The good ending, Sora defeats this bloke, and then he wakes up in this new world that looks a bit like Tokyo, and Riku is also in the same location, but apparently they don't know each other is there. So I think
so it's not this new character, it's Sora who's in the limousine.
No, oh god. See, this whole thing. It's confusing. In the good ending, Sora defeats this guy, and then he wakes up in Tokyo, and then the bad ending, this new character defeats Sora.
Sora's now in Tokyo.
For some reason, yeah. Or this version of Tokyo, which may be from the other Square Enix franchise, The World Ends with You. Because they were in this franchise as well. Because everyone's in this franchise. Apart from Lara Croft.
My brain hurts.
My brain hurts as well trying to explain this. I should just did a briefer rundown.
Yeah, you know what, Mark? I think what you should do is you should just start again from the beginning.
Okay, then.
No! Joke! Please! Mercy! My brain is full of knowledge that honestly, oh god, the way you described this, I'm kind of glad I never played these games, because it sounds like it's got a bunch of cool stuff in them, but in order to get to the cool stuff, you've got to wade through a river of bullshit.
Exactly. Because there is a lot of... Because for all the headache-inducing plot and the meandering and the plot twist and the stupid time travel and the retconning, this franchise, I think, is quite charming and good when it wants to be.
And not just because of the, blatant Disney nostalgia mechanics.
No, not because of Disney nostalgia. Look, the animation is good, the voice acting is great because they've got the original voice actors back. The characters can be, a bit miss and match, but I think a lot of them are quite likable, even if some of them are stupid and don't have much personality. It works quite... The music is fantastic, by the way. The gameplay, I don't like to talk about the gameplay because, hack and slash, that sort of thing.
Pretty standard.
It's pretty standard, but it's the plot that can just disappears. Because what I can probably guess is that they at least had Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and Birth by Sleep figured out, but because of the time it takes to make these games, they had to keep making spin-off ones just to keep it going.
So they're complicating it, not for the sake of expanding the story, but just for the sake of, we've got to make a game.
That's the impression I got, because Kingdom Hearts 3 was first announced when Kingdom Hearts 2 came out in 2005, and then they kind of, I guess they wanted to make other franchises and games because they were making Final Fantasy stuff at this time, and so then they had Kingdom Hearts 2 come out, which was awesome. Then Birth by Sleep, I suppose, was allowed because that was teased in the second game. Then they start making these other spin-offs, which I think Dream Drop Distance is just certainly made to make a game. Exactly.
Well, sorry, I'm tired, I'm sorry. This is... You explain it as best you can, Mark, but to be perfectly honest, I like games, I like stories in general that are kind of more... not structured necessarily, but just planned out better. It's a complicated tapestry, but it all makes sense.
Yeah,
This feels like what Disney fucking did with the sequel movies for Star Wars.
But ironically, I don't think Disney had much involvement in the actual story, just in the involvement of their specific characters and worlds. This is purely on Square Enix.
Well, even so, it feels very complicated, unnecessary, and reactionary. I want nothing to do with it. I'm sorry.
I know, but the weird thing is, Disney feels like it doesn't either, because they never acknowledged this franchise as being as popular as it is.
Even though it's a very popular franchise that makes a ton of money.
Makes them tons of money. They had, last year at Halloween, or some point, they had Donald and Goofy at the theme parks in their Kingdom Hearts costumes, and there was one hell of a queue to just get photos with them, and... there's a huge demand for Sora to be in Super Smash Brothers, and Disney is just like, meh. I mean, you're sitting on a gold mine.
Okay, so you'll do a ton of stupid, crappy live-action remakes, but you won't necessarily bank on something that is at least conceptually interesting that people actually really fucking like. What the fuck is wrong with you, Disney? God's sake! I could... Oh, God. Oh, no. You know what this means, Mark?
What?
It means I just mentioned the Disney remakes, which means now all of their terribleness is repeating over and over again in my head. You know what that means? You know what that means? Next week, it's time.
Sounds like a segue.
Thanks for interrupting that.
Yeah. Sorry. Sounds like a segue.
Again, interrupting me. Means next week, it's time for the next Dirty Disney Dozen.
Dun 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 dun. Who are we getting to join us this time?
Do you mean Alex?
Yay!
I'm not spreading this misery to others. I'm not infecting other people with my bad time. I'm containing this as best as I can.
Right, grab a torch and pitchforks. We're going to take the hell out of Dumbo.
Oh, damn straight. But until then, I think we're going to leave it there. Thank you very much, Mark, for joining me today.
May your heart be your guiding key.
Never. And if you enjoy the show, Keepers, please tell your friends, shout it from the rooftops, and if you haven't already, go back and listen to some of the other super episodes, like the previous Disney things we've done this month. There's 2 others, it's brilliant. And you can listen to the show on iTunes, Podbean, YouTube, Spotify, or at podcapers.com. If you want to get in touch with us, suggest show topics, or maybe come on the show yourself, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at ABTUHYC. Thank you very much to Dan Harris for our logo, the lovely microphone, the red and blue 3D glasses, those are mine. And thank you for listening. This has been Podcapers, the official podcast of a place to hang your cape. Cue the music!